Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Moving Forward podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Lothamer, and rarely we are doing a solo dolo episode of the Moving Forward podcast. So, just a quick explanation. Everybody was a little bit busy this week. We have some big announcements that's going to be on Thursday's episode that we'll record Wednesday night, and you guys will hear a couple of big announcements there. That we're going to change some things around. We're going to bring in a couple more people to kind of help out and come up with some different ideas and everything like that. Kind of be producers. It'll still mostly be Sean, Mike, and me. Schedule is prohibiting. So yeah. So that's just a couple of housekeeping things as far as that. Not much is going to change. We're trying to just improve and grow this thing as big as we can possibly get it, and that wouldn't be without you guys. So whoever's listening, thank you. I do appreciate it. I have liked that we've gotten away from sports content a little bit and gone into some more life stuff combined with also sports as well. Cause I feel like sports is a great escape from, everyday life issues, but then also it's also kind of fun to talk about life with your friends, guys you don't get to see as much as you did when you once grew up. So yeah, I still really enjoy the podcast. We plan on doing a pretty big episode on Wednesday, but this will be a shorter one. So yeah, we're going to start off with some Pistons Summer League talk. So last night, Sunday night, was Cade Cunningham's first game as a Detroit Piston, and it went pretty well. I'd say not as well as it could have gone, but I'd say it went pretty well. I think mostly a lot of people were looking to see if the fit between Killian and Cade was going to work. I think it totally does. I think that they need a little bit more pick and roll action, a little bit more spreading the floor. Killian needs to become a better spot up shooter, and when he has the ball at the end of shot clocks, he's struggling to get a right shot off at times. I noticed that a couple of times and missed some huge free throws at the end. But the biggest thing that I noticed was how good they were on defense next to each other. I think Killian and Cade on defense, Killian being 6'5" and Cade being 6'6", is going to be huge for the Pistons. I think that they are really, really long, and I think that this team's going to be huge. I think two ball handlers, 1A, 1B, really, really works. Not a point guard or a shooting guard, and I like that. I think that multiple teams need ball handlers, and another guy who's showing that he's improving as a ball handler is Saddiq Bey. I really like Saddiq Bey's game. He played absolutely awesome in the first game. Still showing his weird jump shot that just casually strokes it. It goes in. But also showing that he wants to do some pull-up stuff, do some isolation basketball. He showed some nice post moves, showed a nice mid-range, something that he didn't really show in his very first year or so. And he looks a lot bigger to me. He looks huge. He looks absolutely jacked. And I really like that. I like Saddiq. It looks like he's really, really improved from his time doing the USA basketball team, and I like it a lot. I'm really, really happy that he decided to do that and improve. One guy we didn't see is Isaiah Stewart. I bet you will see him at some point in the Summer League, maybe in a week or so, towards the end, maybe in a playoff push for the Summer League for the Pistons. But didn't see him in the first game. That's fine. But the one thing we did struggle with was rebounding. But I guess we have to take that with a grain of salt, considering during the regular season, Grant and Stewart will be our two biggest rebounders, and they weren't on the team. We're just going to kill down the offensive rebounds and defensive rebounds. But yeah, quick note from Sekou. I really liked his hustle. He really, really tried super hard this game. Knocked down a nice three. I think he's just solidly improving. I was pretty mad about the Trey Lyles signing, to be honest. I like the money we got Trey Lyles from, but at the same time, I feel like that was Sekou's spot, the backup four. I thought this was the year that we're finally going to commit to playing him decent minutes, and just kind of mad that they kind of went away from that. And I think Sekou deserves a real shot at this. Dwayne Casey thinks that he's inconsistent, but at this point, I just kind of want to see him play through it and see if he can do it. And I think that's something that we all deserve to see. Lastly, we didn't get to see Isaiah Livers, but he'll be ready for the regular season, hopefully. I think that he's going to be a Saddiq Bey kind of understudy. I think that he's going to do a lot of things similar to Saddiq Bey, and I think that any team needs that on a basketball team. So I'll take Isaiah Livers, and hopefully his injury is ready before the start of the season. Last thing about the Detroit Pistons Summer League, Luka Garza. He looks a lot thinner. He looks a lot more agile. His one-on-one defense still looks really poor, but we knew that from college. His defense rebounding actually is what stood out to me the most. Now that he's in the NBA with a little bit more athletic guys, it looked like he struggled to defensive rebound. Got a couple nice offensive rebounds. That's more about positioning, but defensive rebounds, the want to go after it and get it, he really struggled with that at times. And what he does bring is great offense. He showed his skill. He spread the floor with 3 balls. He took it inside. He got some and ones, but just need to see him improve on defense a little bit more in individual one-on-one matchups, especially in the post. And then rebounding. He really needs to want it. If he wants to be the backup center on this team, he really needs to show it. Because right now it's looking like he's going to be a G League guy. And right now our backup center might be Tyler Cook. They're fighting for probably one spot on the roster between Tyler Cook and Luka Garza. And Tyler Cook was absolutely horrendous in the first game. He couldn't catch a pass, couldn't finish around the rim. What I really liked him last year, ending with the Pistons, and this year he's been absolutely horrible. So I'm really looking forward to their game. You'll be hearing this Tuesday morning. They have a huge game Tuesday night. So if you want to watch, they're playing the Rockets, I believe, at 9 o'clock. That's a huge game between the number 1 and the number 2 pick. I know a lot of people have already given the Jalen Green hype after his great first game, but I'm really looking forward to the matchup between Cade and Jalen Green. I think they're probably going to match up against each other. I think it's going to be really awesome. I think both these teams have loads of young talent, and I'm really excited to see it. So that's our basketball talk for now. Stay tuned for our next segment. I don't know what it's going to be. We're going to do love-hate at the end, but I'm going to try to think of something to fill the middle. So stay tuned. So the United States won the most amount of gold medals, and I think that's pretty cool. I don't really care all that much, to be 100% honest with you. I really liked watching the basketball team win. It looks like they like to prove a lot of their naysayers wrong. I thought it was pretty freaking cool. See that? I saw a thing where Devin Booker was pointing out his hand, saying how I'm from Grand Rapids. Draymond was saying how I'm from Saginaw. So 2 Michigan guys winning gold medals for the USA team was awesome. The women's team winning was really cool, and I really liked the freaking volleyball coach for the women's team, how pumped up he was. Like, I just love coaches who really can tell that they care about their players. But it was awesome. So just some housekeeping stuff as far as the Olympics. I thought that was really cool. Another thing that I really liked this week was just NBA Summer League. I'm going to talk about some different teams other than the Pistons real quick. Scotty Barnes looked absolutely awesome. Jalen Suggs is playing right now, so I'm looking forward to watching that as soon as I'm done recording this. Jalen Suggs is playing his first game for the Magic and everything. And Kuminga and both Kuminga and Moody looked really good in the California League. Book Knight looked really, really good. And so did Sangoon, so Jalen Green. So a lot of guys playing really, really well, and I just can't wait to watch them play more and more. So it's absolutely awesome, and I can't wait to watch them when they actually get to the NBA season. So, yeah, I don't have a lot to talk about, so I'm just kind of like spitballing right now, really enjoying the new podcast format of just kind of life stuff. Finally moving out of my apartment in East Lansing, so that's going to be a pain in the ass, slowly moving things back and forth. Like, I just have so much stuff and I don't know where it's going to go. And yeah, I'm going to miss being in a college town. For anybody who doesn't know, when you graduate college, it's some people like myself, trying to make it in the broadcast journalism game. It's a tough field to get into. It's really, really tough. And a lot of people tell me, especially with sports, it's like really cutthroat business and you just kind of have to put yourself out there. So I guess my best advice to anybody would be to follow your dreams. Like, sure, it sounds kind of stupid and pretty cliche, but if you end up at the end of the day being happy with what you did, do you really care if you made an ass out of yourself in the way of doing it? Like, I know sometimes I tweet too much on Twitter or it looks stupid or that kind of thing, but if you can just kind of put the bullshit to the side, then I think it's a really rewarding feeling. It's one of the things that I've always admired about, like, some people who just don't care what other people think about them. Like, I've always had a really hard time not caring about what people thought about me and wanting to, uphold an image of a, kind of just a normal person. But, not everybody's normal. Everybody likes different things. So, you know what? Just moving forward, boom, boom, name of the podcast. I just try to think less of what people care about you. Sometimes you feel like things are, you take things on the chest a little bit. You feel like you're not where you want to be in life, but I'm a big believer in that everything will work out if you put in effort for it. So that's what I'm trying to do, is put in effort and get this thing done. So, like I was saying, I appreciate all of you who've had honest feedback to me saying that they enjoyed the podcast or a couple different things I can change. So thank you for that, and it's absolutely awesome. We're getting closer to the NFL season, which is really cool, and college football. I'm starting to get concerned that I'm going to be the guy coming back for my 5th year to MSU to basically relive my senior year. I'm a little concerned about that, so you guys need to cut this new COVID shit out and just get vaccinated so that I can tailgate and party in like 1 month so I can watch Michigan State football. And I couldn't be more excited. Play Northwestern the first week. It's going to be a tough ass game, but I really think Michigan State's going to surprise some people. We haven't done a gambling thing in a while, but I think Michigan State's either 5.5 or 4.5 wins this total season. I'm hammering the over. I know I'm a bit biased because it's Michigan State, but I'm going to take it. I think I really like their team this year. I think they have a lot of new guys on their team. I think he really weeded out all the shit athletes that D'Antonio didn't care about when he was still here, and he's now bringing in guys that are his own. They had so many transfers. They had a lot of guys leave and a lot of new guys come in, and I think that's pretty promising for this football team. As far as the Lions, I'm just excited for football to be back. Fantasy football is going to be sweet. I'm excited for that. I'm sure I'm going to find a way for us to kind of like recap our draft basically, because most of the guys that are with the show now are part of this fantasy football league. So we're going to find a way to do that. I think that'd be really fun. I might live stream our draft actually. That might be kind of something cool to do. I might do that over on Twitch. I might have to make my own Twitch account. I was using my friend Clayton's for a while, but got to start growing my Twitch game. Might be able to go live on YouTube. That might also be something that I'm interested in. So just kind of talking about some future stuff with you guys moving forward. So yeah, the NFL season, the Lions are going to be pretty bad, but I think they might be sneaky good. I'm buying into the Dan Campbell Kool-Aid, Patricia was just such a fucking asshole. Like, somebody who thinks that their shit doesn't stink that bad just pisses me off. And I like a person who's excited to go to their job every day and actually cares. So, yeah, I'm really excited for the whole Dan Campbell thing. I think he's more like, he's kind of like a happy middle ground between, like, not being an asshole like Harbaugh, but loving his job like a Jim Schwartz, So he's kind of in the middle of that. He's less of an asshole than I think, but I'm super excited for this season. A lot of the young guys have me really excited, and it's like the Pistons. I just like that our team is young, and I'm excited to watch. Same thing with Michigan State. So, hey, if you guys see me at MSU tailgates this year, come say what's up. I'm pretty sure most of the people who listen already know who I am and are friends. So if you're ever at MSU, hit me up, especially on a weekend. I'll be here. So, yeah, that was a lot of housekeeping stuff, a few different things mumble jumbled together. Hope you guys enjoyed it. A little weird life advice, oddly enough. But yeah, just keep going for what you want, because I know I'm going to keep doing it. Then don't really give a fuck what anybody else thinks. So yeah, excited for the future. We're here with another edition of Love Hate, and this is gonna be a solo one, so it's kind of weird. It's harder to tell jokes back and forth. Like, sometimes it's really good to get easy and to get like the ball rolling and everything. So I'll try my hardest to be funny in this segment, but I also kind of find it pretty difficult to be really, really funny while you're alone. I'm trying. I try to be at least insightful. I think that's like the best thing that you can aim for. Maybe charismatic and a little funny, but it's kind of tough to be funny by yourself. So I guess that's going to be one of my two hates. So my first hate will be podcasting by yourself. Like, ever since I've had Mike and Sean join in, I think I've only done one podcast where I've been solo since like episode 5. This will be the second one. And I just enjoy talking with my friends much more. If anybody has any ideas as far as recording stuff, I'm tired of using Zoom and I'd like to use something a little bit better. So hit me in the comments of anything, or shoot me a text if you have my phone number, or a DM on Twitter, or DM on Instagram, wherever you listen, or send it to the Moving Forward thing. If you have any ideas, if you have a better like recording like thing to use with people online. I've been using Zoom. I'd like to change to something different, a little bit more reliable. We've had network issues before. You guys have heard them. We kind of fight through them. So yeah, just trying to do something a little bit better than that. And yeah, just missing my friends. It's really, really fun to podcast with friends more than by yourself. Like the chemistry and the back and forth is just so much funnier. So yeah, I guess my hate, especially for this first one, will be podcasting by myself. Another hate that I have is spoilers. I hate now that TikTok like knows so much about me that basically it spoils things that like I'm trying to watch. So you guys have heard, I talked about it with you guys last week about Michael A and how much I love him. That was from the Men's Tell All episode. There was another episode that played last week that I still haven't watched, or there's an episode happening right now Monday night, I think maybe the finale, that I also haven't seen. And I'm just like pissed because TikTok knows so much about me now that it like fucking spoils shit for me. Like, whenever Loki drops, I got new Loki breakdown videos, which were awesome because I always stay up till 3 a.m. to watch Loki because it was like my top priority of watching shows. But like, sorry to The Bachelorette, it's kind of on the lower end of the spectrum. Like, I don't really have time to do a whole lot of stuff. Like whenever I'm not doing like this or work or anything like that, I'm like doing stuff with friends or trying to do something, and it's just a lot of stuff at sometimes. And like I didn't get to freaking watch, and I've seen spoilers, and I've seen with people be with different people. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys. If you guys are behind, I'll probably recap it with Michael once we finally finish the whole thing. But I'm just tired of TikTok knowing so much about my damn life. I don't plan on watching the What If series at 3 a.m. when it comes out this Wednesday, and I'm gonna probably watch it the next day. And I swear to fucking God, if TikTok spoils this shit for me, I'm gonna be so pissed. And I have a hard time staying off TikTok because I love TikTok. So it's like just dumb. I might just have to start waking up like early in the morning and watching shit, but I like sleeping in, so I'll stick with that. Another love that will soon be a hate is how close I am to my work. If I haven't talked to you guys recently, I work in a bike shop in East Lansing, just to make some cash. I don't know shit about bicycles, but who fucking cares? I've just been doing it, and it's like literally 2 minutes from my house, and it's about to turn into a 45-minute drive every single time that I want to go to work. So that's just gonna become really depressing when when you finally finish work. Like if you ever had to drive after you finish work, like you're excited to be done with work, but you're just so tired and you feel so sticky and grimy just from being around all day and moving. It's just like so gross, and you just want to shower and lay down. And it's so nice that I can just come home now, and I'm like 2 minutes and I'm done. I'm like boom boom. And now it's going to take me like 40 minutes to drive home if I'm not staying in East Lansing with somebody. It's going to suck. It's going to absolutely suck. But that's actually my love for the whole thing is I'm basically going to have a year while my girlfriend goes here to just like party and go out on like weekends and stuff. And I'm not going to have to worry about homework afterwards. Like there's nothing worse than like delaying homework until a Sunday, like the Sunday scaries. And like, sure, I'm gonna have to go to work on Monday, but it's not homework. Like, for the first time this fall will be the first time I haven't done homework in probably 19, 18 years. And I'm so excited. I'm so happy that I don't have to do that shit anymore. And it's going to be awesome. Like when I'm like hanging out and watching football on a Sunday and I don't have to think about like how I can just like stay up till 11 and watch Sunday Night Football. And I'm like, oh, got to get that assignment done in between like the 4 o'clock games ending at 8 o'clock. I'm going to be like, yes, I can just do nothing. It's perfect. It's beautiful. Mwah. And then my last love is friends moving. So it sucks. Friends move away, but I'm happy for my friends starting their own lives. I got a friend now, Mike, who lives in San Jose. I can't wait to visit California. I've always wanted to like really visit California. I went for the Rose Bowl, but that wasn't a real visit. And then I have a friend, Terry, who's moving to Dallas. I've never been to Dallas before, been to Arlington for the Cotton Bowl, but never been to Dallas itself, and it looks like a really cool town. And then my friend Nate, who I've maybe mentioned before, he's moving to Detroit, and he lives 5 minutes from Little Caesars Arena, and I plan on buying way more Pistons tickets now this year, now that they're actually like a fun-ass team. So I'm really excited for that. And yeah, as sad as I am to watch my friends move away and kind of grow up and start their own kind of journeys and everything like that, I'm just really excited for my own. So I guess the theme of this episode really, and to end on a real positive note, is even though change can be scary, it's kind of a good thing. Sometimes that change pushes you to do something different that maybe you didn't expect to do, and maybe you'll like it. So yeah, I would just say embrace change and don't be afraid of it. Don't run from it. Run at it. So this has been a great episode of the Moving Forward podcast. Just kind of by myself, just kind of chilling. And yeah, I got kind of deep with you guys today. So I hope you kind of like that kind of thing. So yeah, really looking forward to this huge episode on Wednesday. You're going to hear me. You're going to hear Sean for sure. Maybe Mike. We have to work out some scheduling stuff with Mike because he lives in California, obviously. And then 2 new people will be chiming in at times, and you'll hear them then, and we'll kind of go over exactly what they're going to do for the podcast then. But for now, peace.